On to overtime.
Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
I want to ask, how interested would either of you be in going after the other Ball brother, going after Lonzo in a trade? How do you guys feel about that?
I am a big fan of trying to get Lonzo Ball. I think he's a great defender. I mean, he's an improved shooter. He's probably, I don't think he has the potential of LaMelo Ball, but I think he might be at this time a better version of LaMelo Ball.
I know
for it.
Huh?
I think he's sorry, go on.
No, like as good as like a defender like Lonzo Ball is, it's like those 8 games in the bubble kind of like really scared me off.
It was really bad. It was 5.6 points on 20% shooting from the field and 17 from 3.
Do you know why that happened? Like, what was the main cause of him just not being motivated?
I am not a big fan of Lonzo. I don't trust the shot having improved because, it was off and on, and he was taking such a small amount of attempts because that's what his game says you should do. I just don't think it's really at the point that anyone thinks. When it comes down to it, as a point guard, just being a great passer isn't enough. In order to be a great playmaker, you need to have that overall game of, also being able to score for yourself. So taking pressure off of your passing ability. And Lonzo just doesn't have that. Lonzo is among the worst players at finishing around the rim in the league, despite his size and athleticism, which I think is confusing to say the least. I worry that Lonzo is nearing a rookie extension. And the bubble, it was so bad. It was so bad. And again, as you said, we have no answers to why it happened. So if he can just disappear for an 8-game stretch like that, that's not really someone you want as your lead ball handler because he really can't play off ball right now.
Yeah, he's he's a very intriguing player because he has the potential to be someone like Jason Kidd, but hasn't shown it.
He has all the same measurables as Jason Kidd, and then he has the passing vision, but J. Kidd was a relentless competitor and kept improving over his whole career. He became one of the best shooters in the league, like one of the better shooters in the league, despite the fact that he came into the league and, couldn't hit a 10-foot jumper. So I worry that Lonzo has already stagnated in terms of growth. So it's a no for me if I were the Knicks, but I think the storyline of trying to get Lonzo and then trading up to get LaMelo would be super fun, but the Knicks would be the worst place it could possibly happen.
Yeah, I think there's just too much media attention with the Ball family, and then the Knicks have a bunch of media attention. That'd be a very interesting dynamic going on.
I think we have enough as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you'd see us getting LiAngelo Ball and completing the trifecta.
We might as well, honestly. If we're going to get both, we might as well just sign LiAngelo Ball.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah. I always thought that Frank has the potential to become like Lonzo Ball. But that's also me being an optimistic Knicks fan.
I really don't understand the support of Frank, considering he's done a grand total of nothing in the NBA, and yet Knicks fans are like, did you see him drop 20 and 7 against the Cavs yesterday? Oh, we got a young star here, and then you play against not even a great team, just a decent team like the Magic, and he's just nowhere to be found.
I think the one thing this year that changed, Kevin, you can kind of, I'm assuming you saw it as well. It's you can see he's aggressive. Mm-hmm. He's looking for a shot more than he was his rookie year. And he's improving slowly, like a snail, at a snail's pace, is a good way to put it.
You know how they said Giannis was 2 years away from being was it was Bruno Caboclo was 2 years away from being 2 years away. I feel like Frank is still. Frank was 2 years away from being 2 years away 2 years ago, and now he's 2 years away from being 3 years away. It's the way I see it. But
You don't see Tibbs improving with him?
that's the thing. I think no one is better affected by the Tibbs hire than Frank is. Like, I think he's the only guy who should be really happy about Tibbs coming in. Because Tibbs is going to be like, man, I don't care what you do on offense. You better harass the hell of whoever's the lead ball handler, and you better get as many steals and be diving all over the ground. But
yeah. Oh,
It's gonna
sorry.
be great.
I mean, the one uptick is that his effective field goal percentage went from 40 over the past 2 years to 46, which is still about 12% below average, but you will take it.
Yeah,
Slow improvement, baby.
slow improvement. Yeah, and I think at this point his career has gotten to the point of him being maybe most likely a 3 and D. I think that's really what it's going to become, and
I
think
feel
he could
like
be
it's
better than a
more
Keith Morgan.
like, not 3 and D, it's just
D.
defense.
See?
That's it.
I mean, you've seen like someone like Andre Roberson be successful in the NBA.
Yeah, but Andre Roberson is like an incredibly difference-making defender, and it only worked out when you had Russ alongside him, who was the team's entire offense. So if RJ is akin to what Russ did in 2016, then yeah, Frank is a good backcourt partner. If he's not, then Frank becomes at best a bench player.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the next year is going to be, I think, his big year, especially as a contract year. It's gonna be, we have to see at least an improved 3-point shot. Like, and I think actually one person we didn't talk about. Oh, I don't think we got to trade targets, but Marcus Smart is an interesting idea for an addition if we're going to trade down.
I don't think there's any chance that the Celtics give up Marcus Smart. I know there's the question of his contract, but he means far too much for that team.
Yeah,
I think somehow we can get him. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
huh?
he was being offered around for a first round pick 2 years ago before the extension, but I mean, I feel like that was when they were scared that he was going to get more money than they thought, and now he's on like I think it's 10 mil a year, or like 12 mil a year, which I think is just about the amount of money I'm willing to pay Marcus Smart.
When's his contract extension coming?
Let me check. Marcus Smart contract.
Because I mean, he shoots a lot, but offensively, he's not that much better in terms of percentages than Frank.
I'm not too sure about that, man.
It would be coming in 2022.
Okay.
His percentages are at league average.
Yeah, 38% from the field on 11 shots.
With 35% from 3 and 84% from the line.
What's Frank at?
Not at that point, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's at 39% from the field, but also not the same volume. 6 shots a game versus.
And at 32% from 3. And what is that I see? Oh, he's at a higher free throw percentage, but he takes significantly less.
Yeah, 1 free throw a game. I mean, we'll see. I think like I said, this next year we're going to need to see a much more improved shooting performance. Like shooting from him.
Yeah, I mean,
that's to keep him.
My timer on Frank already ran out. I could legitimately see you guys packaging Mitch and Frank to the Warriors to move up to 2. So Mitch, Frank, and the 8th pick for number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be sad about moving on from Mitch, but I feel like the Warriors would maximize both of those players.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frank would become an amazing player with the Warriors. I think it would actually really help his career.
Can you imagine Frank getting yelled at by Draymond Green and then just going to shut down whoever it is?
I mean, we saw like 3 Knicks who were like Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway who were pretty bad with the Knicks all of a sudden become key contributors to beating the Clippers. So
I really want to mention this just, in general. Trey Burke has a 9-game hot streak every year, and then people are like, "Oh, look at who the Knicks gave away," and you're like,
Yeah.
he's gonna cool down and go back to averaging his 6 points on 35% from the field.
I mean, that game, that last game we watched, I'm pretty sure he already cooled down.
Yeah,
He was not playing. He was not playing good at all.
Yeah, he's not that good defensively. He's small. He has the hot streaks. I mean, I think with the Knicks he had a game versus the Hornets where he dropped like 42 or like 43 or something. That was a fun game, but I don't think he can do that.
I remember Kevin loved that game because he had been telling me that I should watch Trey Burke and Alonzo Trier before that. And then Trey Burke dropped like 45. And then 4 games later or something, Alonzo Trier dropped 35. The good times when Kevin was still, incredibly optimistic about the Knicks.
Not anymore.
I know what are you talking about. Next time they have a signing at the NBA store, I'm gonna be there at 7 a.m. I don't know what you're talking about.